Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture on cardinal vowels. Today we will be studying about this particular reference vowels which is known as cardinal vowels. It is a set of vowels that has been divided into two types, primary and secondary. We are going to learn about each of the types and the examples that are present within them. First of all, let us look at the definition of vowel, what it is. So we know by the definition that is present in phonetics that vowels are the speech sounds that are produced without any obstruction in the oral cavity. When the air is flowing freely through the vocal tract and through the speech organs, then this kind of articulated sound is known as vowel sound. Vowel sounds, they are voiced in nature, which means that the vocal cords are vibrating during their production, and almost all the languages, the natural languages that are present, they have the distinction between the consonants and vowels present in them. Now, since all languages have vowels in them, it is important to understand the functioning of this vowel, and every language will have different vowels, so it becomes relatively difficult to study the vowel and their properties. So what happened is, linguists have devised a certain way of studying the vowels by using one particular set as a representative body for all the vowels in the different languages. Just like we have the IPA symbols that represent the phonemes of all languages, similarly the concept of cardinal vowels was given to represent the vowel sounds of any language that has the consonant vowel distinction within it. Now see, phoneticians, what they did was they employed this reference vowel and they termed it as cardinal vowels. One of the major phoneticians that was involved in the creation of cardinal vowels was Daniel Jones. He has been credited with this, and it was somewhere around the early 20th century that this particular phonetician, British phonetician Daniel Jones, he invented the cardinal vowels, and this was a set of vowels that was invented to categorize and characterize the vowel sounds that are present in different languages without having to study them individually, which means that we do not have to delve deep into the different languages, we don't have to understand different languages, rather we can just use the cardinal vowels as set of referential vowels. Now, one thing is very important, that cardinal vowels are perfect vowels. They are the ideal pronunciations of the vowel sounds. So we know that anything that is ideal, something that is perfect, it does not exist in real use. Real life does not have examples of such perfection, correct? So cardinal vowels, they are just used as reference points, but they are not actually true vowels. They are not the vowels of any particular language. They are simply used as a tool for studying other vowels. Alright, now see, this particular vowel system that was devised by Daniel Jones, it is providing a systematic framework for examining how you are supposed to ideally articulate the vowels. The proper pronunciation of the vowel, how it is supposed to be done, this is given by cardinal vowels. Why? Because cardinal vowels show you the extremities, the maximum use of oral organs like tongue to produce the extreme sounds, maximum amount of twisting that can be done with the muscles of the tongue to produce the exact sound, the exact vowel sound. Okay, this was the idea behind the creation of cardinal vowels. Now we are going to study more about this particular cardinal vowel idea. Now see, this idea was proposed in order to establish a standardized approach to studying vowel sounds. Why? Because vowel sounds were there in every language. Almost all languages were having this particular sound. So they decided that if you are to study the vowel sounds, then you also have to study a language. Otherwise, you will be not able to pronounce that vowel correctly. If you and I, we begin pronouncing the vowels of English language, we will not be able to pronounce it like the native speaker. For example, if we say boat, B-O-A-T, we pronounce it as what? We pronounce it as boat, boat, correct. But if you were to ask a Britisher or a native English speaker to pronounce the word boat, they are going to pronounce it like boat, boat. There is a grouping of more than one vowel sound. It is a diphthong. It is a diphthong. What is it? A and U sound. A and U sound are being pronounced together, boat. So what kind of example am I trying to show? I am showing that the ideal pronunciations vary according to languages. From one language to other, you can have varied pronunciations of vowel sounds. So this needs to be studied separately. Vowel needs to be taken out from the language boundary, from the pronunciation boundary, and it has to be studied individually for the people to understand what is the exact pronunciation. Okay. Now see, now that cardinal vowels are there, linguists and language learners, they can compare the vowel sounds universally without having to take a particular language into consideration. And since vowels are defined in the cardinal vowel, they are defined at extreme positions of tongue height and backness. These are the two particular features that are being organized. How much wide your mouth is open, how high or low your tongue is situated in your mouth, and how much in what position the tongue is, whether it is placed towards the back or it is towards the front or whether it is in the middle. So this particular system of cardinal vowels is allowing linguists and language learners to understand such particularities of pronunciations of vowel sounds and what the human tongue is capable of pronouncing when put at extreme conditions. Okay. Now I will again point this out that these cardinal vowels are not real vowels. They are simply representations of vowels in other languages. They are used as a point of reference. They are virtual vowels rather. You can understand this like they are vowels at the abstract level. They are not at the level of performance. They are at the level of competence. Okay. All right. Now see, since we have already come to know that the cardinal vowels were devised by Daniel Jones, we will now see how they are categorized by the same person into two types. One is that of the primary type and the other one is that of the secondary type. You have the primary cardinal vowels and you have the secondary cardinal vowels. These are the two distinctions that are present within the component of cardinal vowels. Now let us look at what these two types are. What are the categories under it? First of all, always remember this name. This particular phonetician, he is a British phonetician, Daniel Jones. He has proposed the cardinal vowels. So first of all, when he began with the idea, he gave the major cardinal vowels or the primary cardinal vowels, and the year was 1917. Daniel Jones, he gave us this particular idea, and what was his intention? Why did he propose it? He proposed it because he was trying to make the discourse about the vowel one. He was trying to unify the efforts that were going on within the linguistic community